Hello, this is Mama Jess. My Subaru battery is dead, and this happens often, and there's a drain in it, and the mechanic doesn't know why, and nobody knows why. But after about 3 days, it dies. So it's not uncommon for me to have to jump it. But I'm just going to walk you through how to jump a vehicle, because this is absolutely imperative that you know how to do this. And then you want to know how to do it right, okay? Now, if you just do the standard, like the red on the red and the black on the black, I have never had a problem with sparks or explosions or anything. But I have heard from quite a few mechanics that there is a way to jump a vehicle while protecting yourself from any possible danger. So I'm going to show you what I do, okay? So before I show you how to put the cables on the batteries, I'm going to show you the diagram that was given to me by an automotive instructor who has probably taken more students to nationals, the Skills USA automotive competition, and won. Like, his students always get number one in the nation. So he is an extraordinary teacher. And this is how I have carried around. This is his exact little diagram that he wrote for me. And I've just blown it up right here. So you can see we start down here with number one with the dead battery. And you put the red on the red. Then number two, you go up to the live battery, red on red, and move here, black on the negative, and then down. Well, you're not going to be taking it down to the dead battery. You're going to be putting it on a piece of metal, a grounded piece of metal, generally the engine block or something else that's not painted. And this is the safest way to do it, so I'm told. So, and you can see it's kind of like a circle. So you just create like this circuit like this. So number 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you take the cables off, when the car is up and running, you take it off in this order, the reversed order: 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's get to putting these cables on. And then I'm going to show you how my uncle has taught me about trying to charge up the dead battery without actually starting any engines. And this is by far the safest way. He says that grandpas and great-grandpas and everything's been passed down from people who understand how cars that had generators work, but now we have alternators. So to avoid blowing up the alternator and burning diodes, stuff that I don't fully understand, he has shown me this is the safest way and the best way to protect your engine from any possible danger. All right, let's get to it. Also, a word of caution: when you are working with these two and they are hot in any way, you do not want them to touch, okay? And hence that is why we do the ground so far away, because we don't want any possibility of a spark coming between the two and causing that heat, that flame spark, to ignite any of the possible gases that are coming out from this, okay? Yeah, so don't touch these together. All right, so we are at the dead battery of my Subaru, and I'm going to begin by putting the red on the red. Okay, you can see the big teeth, the jaws on that cable. We're going to open it up, put it right here, just like that. Okay. Now, according to the diagram, we're going to be doing that circle. So now we're going to go to the live battery. So this is step number 2. We're going to put the red now on the red of the live battery. And then the negative ground here. And the fourth step is that I'm going to be putting the ground on part of the metal, and I'm going to do it right here, this spot, and it's even sparking. So that's what we don't want around the battery. So now, rather than do the usual starting up of the good battery engine and then starting the dead battery engine, we are going to let this circuit from this good battery, let's see if it can power up the dead battery by not doing anything. We're not going to start my Toyota's engine. We're not going to let it run for a while. We're just going to see if there's enough power as it is to get the Subaru running. If that doesn't work, I am going to start up the Toyota, but I'm not going to run the engines at the same time. Okay, we're just going to start up the Toyota and let it run for a while and see if that additional power will help charge my Subaru battery. And then we're going to try my Subaru again. But my uncle said do not run the engines at the same time. People do, but ideally if you want to protect your alternator and diodes and things. I don't know what diodes are, but I want to protect them. All right, so I'm going to go try to turn over my Subaru right now. Let's see if this works. So how cool is that, that I just fired up my Subaru without turning on any engines. I didn't even have the key turned over in the Toyota. It was just battery to battery, properly positioning the cables. Now we're going to go through the reverse process of taking the battery cables off. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here. This is our ground. Then here. Then here. And then here. Okay. And we got it. And I definitely recommend making yourself one of these and keeping it in your car. I just have a little post-it note size, but this might be helpful to have a bigger size as well. And you can even put notes on the back, like how to do it. Like I say here, leave the cables on both sides and you don't have to start the battery, and would never run the engines together. You could blow the diodes. So I just made a bunch of little notes to help myself, because this is the kind of thing you don't do often and you always forget. So it's nice to have a little reminder. All right, so now you have learned probably the safest way to jump a vehicle without the threat of blowing up the alternator or burning up diodes. So this is a thank you to my Uncle Pat, who has taught me about these things. He is an old cowboy country boy, and he's been working on cars for many, many years. So he remembers what it was like when they had generators and they needed to be jumped a certain way, but now he knows with alternators that it's best to do it this way. Just battery to battery. You don't even have to turn the key. Just let it do its charging for a couple minutes. See if you can fire up the dead battery. If not, then you can start up the live vehicle, run it for maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to help charge that dead battery. Turn the live vehicle off so you're not running any engines at the same time, and then start your dead vehicle. See if you can start it up. If it doesn't work, just like all the other videos online, it would just be a matter of starting up the live vehicle and having that engine run, and then you start up the other vehicle and let that engine run and hope that there's no possible damage. I have not experienced any big explosions or damage to my alternator, or I don't even know if I've ever damaged my diodes. But I love this way. I think it's the best way to do it, and so I'm hoping we can spread it across the United States and preserve our vehicles, because we know we're entering into a time of supply shortage and things are made very poorly now, and things are a planned obsolescence and made to break. So let's preserve everything we have and keep it in good functioning order, and really know how to handle our equipment well so it can last a lifetime and passed on to the generations to follow. So, all right, thank you for your time. Get sane, get smart, get skills. This is a super important skill that I want everyone to learn, all the sons and daughters of this country, so you don't have to be scared when you're out on the road and something goes wrong with your battery. So this is Mama Jess. Have a great day, and I will talk with you soon. Bye-bye.